Hello and welcome to my channel. We're making flatbread today for a change. These are walnuts, so just gathering the ingredients together, and I usually put about 3 or 4 pieces. You can put as much or as little as you like. Next are pecan nuts, and you can swap with other types of nuts if you prefer. No measurements here, just you can see what I'm doing and decide for yourself how much, how little to use. This flatbread is for one person, can easily be for two. These are hemp seeds, in case you're not familiar with these. At least in the UK where I am, in London, you can get them from Holland and Barrett's, possibly other places too, but I just find it easier to get them from there. Usually add a tablespoon and grind everything together. With the hemp seeds, by the way, they are high in protein, so just to be aware of that in case you do or don't want. And you can swap with other seeds if you prefer, but I like the taste. It's quite nutty, and it's the breakfast I'm making here is it's quite filling, and it will hold you until lunchtime without snacking or anything, at least for me. And that's partly because of the contents of the protein contents of the nuts, but especially seeds, the protein. So I've just ground everything together here. It's quite oily, so you can see that it's kind of sticky, and that's why I don't add any oil. There's no oil in this recipe, no eggs, no butter, just the oil from the nuts and seeds is enough. Now we're about to mix things together. So you will see next is mixing it with the flour and the other ingredients. But first, in the mixing bowl, goes in the nuts and seeds. And it will be followed by the other ingredients shortly. I don't like to waste anything, so as you can see, scraping the last bits. I did have sound when I recorded this while I was, anyway, this is cinnamon. I did narrate it as I was making this, but then the sound quality was too low, so I decided to do a voiceover instead. That's ground ginger. So far, nuts, seeds, ground ginger, and cinnamon added. And next is nutmeg, ground nutmeg. I find this combination works well because it gives it some sweetness as well. Again, no sugar added, just the sweetness from the ginger. A little pinch of salt is what I added there, just 1 or 2 twists. I use Himalayan salt. That can be quite expensive in the supermarkets, but if you live in London, you can get it from other places for cheaper. For example, if I get it from Brixton Market, it's quite reasonable there. And that's baking soda, baking powder. I'll come back to that date syrup I showed earlier. But that was to make a point that we will be using that as a spread at the end, but I'll come back to it later. So baking soda is in. And next is the flour. And the flour I'm using here is called Teff. It comes from Ethiopia. It's full of iron, and it's quite a healthy, and it's gluten-free. So it's quite a healthy variety of flour, but you can substitute with other types of flour as you like, but I like this combination. So that's everything mixed together. You will notice there's no yeast, and as mentioned, no added sugar. Next is to just add some water, and you'll see me adding that from my Berkey water filter, which I love. And that's it. Mix it together, and it's fairly quick to prepare this. You can make it as thick as you want. Just add more water or more flour, and I do actually, I don't think I recorded it, but I do add some more flour after this. But for now, this is what you'll see. So this is the mixture, and it's more or less ready. There's no kneading. It's just mixing it. I have tried adding eggs, but I don't really like it with eggs. I just prefer it as is, but you can add eggs if you want to the mixture. Although once the bread is ready, having it with eggs, that tastes good. Eggs cooked separately. Okay, now the pan, add it to the pan, and the pan it's been on the stove preheating, so it needs to be fairly hot so you can get almost a pancake-like texture with the eyes or the bubbles. So I've had it on number 3 and then raised it. I had it on number 3 for about 10 minutes and then raised it to 4 for about 5 minutes before adding the mix. Then that's hot enough, usually. I got the pan, which is perfect for this, from TK Maxx. It's a pancake pan. And it will take maybe another 10 minutes and then turn it, and you can see it's already starting to cook, bubbles forming. And you know when to turn it when the edges start to lift. It's usually better to wait for the edges to start to lift before you turn it. It makes it easier. So after 10 minutes, you can see the cracks appearing. It's looking nice and rustic. You can see the edges lifting, and I'd already loosened it at this stage, so it makes it easier to lift and flip and turn. You can see the color, it's nice and brown, bronze. You can see the seeds. I love the texture of this flatbread. It's about to turn it. There you have it, turned, bronze brown color. Sometimes if you don't have the pan at the right temperature, you might not get the bubbles or the eyes, but it's okay, it still tastes good. But it is important to get the pan at the right temperature in order to get this kind of texture, if that's what you want. And once it's turned, it takes about another 10 minutes on the heat, and maybe 15, then let it rest for a bit. Then it will be ready. Voila. Here we are. It's ready. And Still got that color, texture. It's kind of crusty, crunchy, but still slightly soft on the inside. And I would say it goes really well with the date syrup that I'm about to show you, but you can use other spreads too of your choice, or just eat it on its own. I have tried it on its own. I like it, but it might be an acquired taste. Honey is also good as a spread on this, and cooked eggs as well. And as I said, it's fairly easy to prepare. And I do this at least 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes I make it in the evening, let it rest overnight, and have it for breakfast. And you can see this is the dates. This is 100% date syrup, which I get from Tesco. And the ingredients is 100% organic date syrup. As I mentioned, honey. This is raw honey that I got from Ethiopia in January. Sometimes I use that. And it's great. I haven't bought bread. I've been doing this since COVID. So we're now in 2025, almost 5 years. And I much prefer this to buying bread. And I have it. It's for breakfast. And it's a kind of thing, really, you have to make it. At least around me, I wouldn't be able to find this in the shops or supermarkets. And finding something similar would be a lot more expensive. You have control over the ingredients. As I mentioned, no added sugar, no oil, no butter, but it still tastes so good, especially with that date syrup. And I would say it's a healthier version of most kinds of bread. And once you build it into your routine, it's very easy and quick to prepare. And you can get an idea of what it looks like inside. Crunchy, I would say. And peanut butter as well actually goes quite well with this. I have tried it. But my favorite, as I mentioned, is that date syrup. So try it. You never know. Could be a new habit. And so I really recommend it. Before watching, see you next time. Good luck if you're trying this.